the bugs. Yum, yum. Adrenochrome so good. Population control. Jawohl, jawohl, jawohl. Thank you for your sacrifice. I despise you. Adrenochrome so good. Nouvelle order, nouvelle order. Population control. Yum, yum. You will eat the bugs. We need a great reset. Jawohl, jawohl, jawohl. You will own nothing and be happy.
Ha-ha! Spider-Man! What's cracking, baby? Woo! Hey! Where you going, Spider-Man? Woo-hoo! Ha! You're getting the girl. Save the day. Yeah! Go, Spider-Man!
If they're into computer stuff, go to the one place that has it all, like Spider-Man the computer game. There's something fun for everyone at Best Buy.
Go get him, Spider-Man! Yeah!
We're gonna reclaim getting pegged.
Boring. Yeah.
We're gonna reclaim being cocked from the woke left, buddy. Trod polycules rise.
Sorry. Run full fentanyl now. You die, America. It's translating. You die, Americans. Africa too. It's China's property. Oh, we tell you to lock down. You starve to death. You scared of virus, but you starve to death. Chapang chang wanga hakangi pong. Chamangi wanga honga katonga pato. Starve America. Starve Europe too. Kill the Africans, kill them all. Chaping chang wan chang pang chang yong. Pong chang wang wang dong dong dong. We fund the Antifa Maoist group. Ha 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 ha. We love Hillary too. It's so damn fun. You're so damn scared. Wear your mask and prepare to die. Chang wang chang chang pong chang yi. Dong dong long bong bong geeky. We love LeBron James. He's so good. Death camps, organs of students too. Kill the Muslims, kill the Christians, kill the Buddhas, liberal lovers, ping chow wang chang bing tong kong, bong dong long chong tong da tong. Bill Gates loves us, he does so good. Take our vaccines and die like you should. Chang wang pong pong bing pong pow. Jing no huang huang quang chow chow. Chang bong tong tong ja ping pa chi. Down with Trump. Up with Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping, he kill you now. Take the shots and learn how to die. Die, American scum. Ping, pow, ping, po, pang, chakang. Chang, chong, ching, pang, dong, bagong. We own your debt, your media too. Ha, 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 ha. It's time to die. Take your shots and roll your eyes. Liberal good, wear your mask. I'm your Chinese communist king. Pong, chang, wang, bong, ching, pa, quang. Wang, chong, ping, quang, pong, chakong. Guang, chong, King Kong, Pong, Chakwan.
We already know all their names. We know they were all on the plane. They tell us both cameras were off and both gods left through suicide watch. Bullshit. They were at the same place at the same time. They've all been accused of the same crimes. All their names are on the same list. But that's just a coincidence. They all have to flash their gang signs. Different families of one small tribe. All of them really love the number 6, but that's just another coincidence. Bullshit. They all say the same thing at the same time. They all cover for each other's crimes. All the names are on the same list, but that's just a coincidence. Bullshit. We invest investigated ourselves and we found nothing wrong. There's nothing to see here now, please move along. How dare you imply that we're compromised by spies? You're not allowed to criticize our greatest allies. Oh no! Is ever gonna get indicted. It's one small mob and we're not invited. There's no conspiracy or client list. That's all just one big coincidence. Bullshit. Bullshit. Oh. Bullshit. At the same time, they've all been accused of the same crimes. All the names are on the same list, but that's just a coincidence. Bullshit. They all say the same thing at the same time. They all cover for each other's crimes. All the names are on the same list, but that's just a coincidence. Bullshit. I might be stupid. Bullshit. But I'm not that stupid. Bullshit. If you believe anything they say, you are one dumb motherfucker! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Ooh!
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare!
So, what did you think of the new intro? Great song, right? How are you guys doing? I see we got Jerry Crow in the house first. How you doing, Jerry?
The more the magicer.
Smash the thumbs up. Thank you, Fractured. How you doing, Fractured, by the way? I saw your stream. Well, I saw you streamed earlier today. I didn't get to watch it because I was asleep, but hope that went well.
Welcome, valued customer.
Yeah, Nintendo is are all the games on key cards now? Patty, how you doing, Patty?
Oh, hello there.
You had me at Epstein and butt babes. No, butt babies. Butt babies, Patty. Don't worry, it's very disturbing. I didn't see the title. I think I need to bounce. Oh, don't worry. Today is gonna be full of black pills. There's black pills everywhere. Sergey, how you doing, buddy?
Welcome, valued customer.
Good to see you. Finished my Taco Bell. Oh, sad. I have some sad news. My local Taco Bell is currently closed. I think they're renovating or something. So if I want Taco Bell, I gotta drive like 15, 20 minutes out of the way. That's a real pain. Dude, how you doing, dude?
The more the magicer.
Might leave early because I want to listen to some people brag on the Fallout TV show. Oh, we can shit on the Fallout TV show. Synthetic Man did a whole video on it. And yeah, it is a massive insult as a New Vegas fan. They just completely shit on Mr. House on New Vegas. Makes sense because the toddler is... he's very jealous that the best Fallout game is the one he didn't make. So... let's see. Number one favorite song of all time? The Alex Jones one, yeah. No, they're gonna shut me down. Oh yeah, so that's the new song is from Hard Archive. If you don't know them, they make some great AI songs. This being one of them. And this one is called Coincidence. Too long intro, laid and on top. Oh, you didn't like the intro, Jerry? I thought you loved that one. This big wet fart for Nintendo. One game I saw that looked cool, but it's exclusive. Is it exclusive to just is it exclusive to Switch 1 and 2 or exclusive to just Switch 2? I'm doing all right, Patty. Not too bad. Talking about infantiles, man. I was like, you're gonna see some big booty. Oh no, we're going to see some horrors, man-made horrors beyond your comprehension today, Jerry. Don't worry. Gonna stay for a bit. I have to go to an appointment later. Might be your last one. Well, I hope it goes well, Sergey, and I hope, yeah, I hope that is the last one then. This been shitting on the show, rightfully so. Beth shit doing everything we can to destroy original and New Vegas lore. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I am not a fan of the further along they go, the worse it gets. Fallout 4, I thought Fallout 4 was okay. I did have to mod the hell out of it to make it more fun. But yeah, I'm never touching Fallout 76. And yeah, so fun fact, the writer has just, it's the same writer going from Fallout 4 to Skyrim, but somehow he got like 10 times worse. Not Skyrim, Starfield, sorry. And somehow he got 10 times worse, because Starfield is one of the most boring games of all time. I'm the biggest fan of the Fallout games. The last episode seemed kind of rushed. Yes. Well, so I love New Vegas. New Vegas is my favorite Fallout by far. And that's pretty much what they're shitting on lately. You liked it was too long, either or, not all of them. Well, you know, I can't pick and choose which what to keep and what to remove, you know? If anything goes, it would be the Alex Jones song then, because that's the longest part of it. Exclusive to just the Switch 2, sadly. Oh, okay, so then I definitely can't play it. You haven't played them, you don't know, because Bethesda. New Vegas is worth playing. If you play any Bethesda game, I would recommend New Vegas. A lot of people will recommend Skyrim, but I prefer New Vegas. Because also, Bethesda didn't actually make New Vegas. It was Obsidian who made... Back when Obsidian was still good, they made New Vegas. Bethesda just published it. Maybe some of them could be break assets. I don't know how I'd work that in. Not a fan of Bethesda overall. Yeah. You want the Leon Kennedy amiibo, but you gotta wait till summer for it to come out? Man, I didn't realize amiibos are still a thing. They've been around for what, like a decade now? There's the game Orbitals that looked cool. Co-op gameplay, art style is still retro anime style. Looks cool, but sadly only on Switch 2. Yeah. Makes sense. Nintendo's really pushing the key cards now too, right? Yeah, exactly. New Vegas was Obsidian's game, but yeah, remember, this is a very different Obsidian than the Obsidian we have today. You know, modern Obsidian made Avowed. Old Obsidian made New Vegas. Yeah, I figured we'd have him for a while. Yeah, I also got a new voice for the for when we get to the Epstein segment. I don't know. You guys want to just start with the Epstein segment? You want to get the biggest black pills out of the way now? Because, boy, is there a lot to go over. New Vegas is the only modern Fallout you like? Yeah, that makes sense. It's certainly the best one. Do it. Alright. All for it. Okay, well, then we are going to jump into the Epstein segment. Bring on the pain. Yeah, well, I will warn you, this stuff gets very, very dark. And it may not be as fun as we want it to be. Pull this up here. All right, so we're gonna start off with this video from Luke Rutkowski. And he has been doing a lot of reporting on this. We're not going to watch the whole video because it's like 40 minutes long. But we will watch some chunks of it that I think are very, very relevant to today's discussion. And then there are a couple other videos, a couple articles that we'll go over as well. So let me switch over to my other voice here for this.
Chat, please let me know if and how good the audio is. I do hope that you enjoy this news. Correct. However, my audio will be a little bit delayed. on superheroes. Alright. It's a bit loud. Let me see if I can reduce the volume here. Alright, hopefully that's a little bit better. Yes, so this may or may not be the voice of the Slayer's Testaments, Devoth, who is Satan from Doom Eternal. I figured this voice would be fitting for what we're talking about. I'm glad it's working. Time to get into it.
As the Clintons, another elitist, criminal political faction class, is now dealing with contempt of Congress charges, which Donald Trump should have acted on and arrested them immediately once they violated, what was it, 4 times?
Very fitting. Thank you. So yes, as we know, the Epstein files have been released, and nothing has really happened.
Congressional subpoenas, as now they're saying, okay, we'll do it again. There's people saying, no, they're just going to skip this one too. As Hillary...
If you're not aware of what Luke is talking about, Congress has now multiple times subpoenaed the Clintons to come testify on all this. And every time, the Clintons have weaseled out. By the way, we have some new emotes in the Rumble chat if you'd like to use them. Rumble and Kick. So, have a look here. And if you like, you can drop some Paul Joseph Watsons in the chat over there because you'll be using them a lot. If I can... I have a lot of clips now, sorry.
Well, imagine my shock.
It is. Took me a sec. Is anyone surprised? You actually expected something to happen? No. But once again, they're trying to subpoena the Clintons, who will conveniently not show up. And nothing will be done to them. Curious, isn't it? Exactly. Imagine my shock.
Hillary Clinton is taken to social media and turning off her comments and saying, for 6 months, we engaged Republicans on the Oversight Committee in good faith. No, you said, yeah, I'll do it. And then you're like, you never been there. You never went. You never testified, right? Why haven't you testified? We told them what we know under oath. No, you didn't. You didn't come and testify. You weren't questioned. You did written statements. We don't know anything. Goodbye. Quote, they ignored it all. Did they? Why are they saying, come on in, guys? Why are you not?
Was there to ignore. You never showed up to testify.
Not coming on in with the subpoena. The Republicans who didn't do that ended up in jail. Why aren't you in jail? Quote, they moved the goalpost and turned accountability into an exercise in distraction. What are you talking about?
Does anyone else think that Hillary Clinton's tweets sound like they were written by an AI? Or perhaps this is just what AI was trained on? Literally, it sounds like every time I would try to talk to Grok, it would talk to me exactly like this.
Go testify. Under oath. We don't want your little...
What's sad is that the tweets have 32 to 67,000. I assume likes. Yes. Yes, that is sad. But, you know, half the country probably is useful, more than half really, are useful idiots. Great for the globalists' plans. Schuler. Indeed.
Little pre-canned lawyer legalese, insane statements, right? Because all they're going to do is like, I plead the fifth. Hillary Clinton. So let's stop this game. If you want this fight, James Comer, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on. We will be there. Okay, let's get into it. As some people are saying, this is really a message to Donald Trump. Right? Allegedly, there's some people saying the Clintons have dirt on Donald Trump, and they're going to go.
Always have been. Well, I don't know about always, but they certainly have been for a very, very long time. Longer than any of us have been alive.
Going to go release it all. Now, Donald Trump and his administration and the DOJ did release the first type of file dump, and it predominantly contained a lot of weird photos of Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton allowed Epstein to be in his White House, right? That was pretty big here. Bill Clinton went and ditched Secret Service multiple times to go fly on Epstein's plane. So far, we're hearing that the testimony will happen. I wanted to see it public, but I
don't think it'll happen. Now pay attention to this video. Let's drop out the blackmail. Come on, let's get this party started. If only. The truth is, if they drop the blackmail, then all the blackmail starts coming out. Mutually assured destruction, as Buzzy could call it. And then they all go down, which would be wonderful, which is why it will never happen. But pay attention to this video here. Listen to what Donald Trump says, because I think this should give you an indication as to where all of this is going. High hopes. I have mostly lost mine.
I don't understand Trump's behavior here, because Trump could have arrested them, put it on them. The DOJ tried to do that in a little bit of a way. Bill Clinton came out through a representative making a statement saying, release all of it. Let's go. But this is Donald Trump's kind of comments on Clinton here.
It bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me. He understood me. It bothered.
Just let that sink in for a moment. This is the same man who 10 years ago walked into a press conference with the victims of Bill Clinton. And now he says he likes Bill Clinton. He doesn't like that they're going after them. Now, isn't that curious? What changed? Indeed, a sellout. He's just trying to protect his own ass from being exposed because his name showed up 700 times in the Epstein files. It could be. Or perhaps he's trying to protect a certain other country that we're not allowed to question. All just a curious coincidence, isn't it?
Why does it bother you when he should be in jail, right? I don't understand that. Like, there's so many like criminal connections to the Clintons with everything that they were doing here, right? And you're like, what's going on here? Some people are saying the conclusion here is that it's just one big club and that they have dirt on each other.
I think that's a very good conclusion. Indeed, it's all fake gay ops. It's all to protect our greatest ally.
Now, clearly, this DOJ and this FBI have not done a good job. They have done a very poor job a job that a lot of people are now severely questioning, as this is just the biggest feeder of the black pill. It's like, hey, you know of an ongoing eugenics operation happening by Epstein and all of his crony scientific buddies and pals at MIT and Harvard with Bill Gates and all these other people with huge sums of money that they're moving around without any rules and regulations, without any kind of oversight. The banks are just skirting all of the things that they do for everyone else, and they're making sure that they're able to do whatever they want. And they're not even looking at the properties. The main property here, Zora Ranch here.
And you wonder why I'm so black-pilled all the time. So as this tweet says, the FBI knew what was happening at Epstein's Zorro Ranch. Never bothered to investigate or use a search warrant to raid it. Sounds like the FBI. I'm sure the FBI considered this useful. I'm sure the FBI was all in support of this. For all I believe, it is the FBI that has the largest stash of child abuse material in the country.
Here in New Mexico, Epstein had connections to the governor of New Mexico very closely. The governor of New Mexico was also accused of being a predator. I confronted.
I don't think the FBI is bought out. I don't think the FBI has ever been working in the best interests of the American people. The FBI really just exists to protect the government. They exist to protect the pedophiles from the American people. That's really the job of the government. It really is to protect pedophiles. All these alphabet agencies have to go. They've been nothing but a detriment to this country and have been since their establishment after a certain big way. Oh no. Oh no. You see, I used to think it was the alphabet agencies, but now it's the government. The government itself is a detriment to this country. The government is perhaps the greatest enemy of the American people. They rob you, steal from you, beat you up, tax you, oppress you. And they use that. They take your money and use it to oppress you. The joke of female body inspector is kind of dark and creepy now. Oh, you have no idea. You have to start somewhere, but yes, you're correct. Fair enough.
To the governor of New Mexico when he was running for the presidency of the United States, never investigated, never searched, never looked into, and the FBI is just there twiddling their thumbs as high-level elite people are just continuing to hurt children under their watch with what people believe their protection, since of course if they know about it, they're an accessory to the crime. Right? If you know a crime's going to happen here in America, a big serious crime, and you don't do anything about it, you're seen as an accessory. Right? There's charges.
Yes, because there's one set of rules for the government, one set of rules for the rich pedophiles, and a separate set for the rest of us. If you fail an audit, you get massive fines or you get thrown in prison. If the government fails an audit, well, what are you going to do about it? Pentagon always fails its audits. Nothing ever happens.
There's charges that are placed on people because they knew something was going to happen and they didn't do anything. That's what's happening with the FBI. Now, Zorro Ranch is important because that's where Epstein was running his scientific experiments and eugenics operation out of. Right?
Okay, we'll skip the Whoopi Goldberg part here. There is a more interesting part, and I'm warning you now, this is where it gets extremely dark. So just be prepared. You may not like what you see here. What do you hear?
I think there's a lot more to this. New York Post teen Epstein accuser wrote she was used as a human incubator for secret baby who was snatched at birth. Now, what were they doing with the babies? Peter Nygaard literally is taking them, and he loved Latin and black women, and then he would have babies with them, and he would pay them for the babies, and then the babies would go missing. It's like, where's the babies? This is according to the online chatter. And then we were finding out he was working on mad scientific type of experiments that specifically self-exited the baby in order to have the stem cells from the baby, right?
If his self-censorship is confusing you, then it's unfortunate he has to do that. These people were having babies with women, taking those babies, murdering them, then using their body parts in strange, disturbing attempts to prolong their own lives. Literally sacrificing children to themselves.
And he forced things like abortions on a lot of these women, and then took the baby and took the fetus, and then literally used it to prolong his life through longevity medical procedures like stem cells. That's the type of sick-deprived stuff. So was Epstein doing that stuff? Probably. Right? He had all the health guru and experts all around him. And listen, this is the sick-deprived stuff that a lot of the elites do. Right? And you're like, I would never do that. It sounds out of a horror movie. That sounds disgusting. It's what they do. Man. There's a reason that they have blood boys. Now, again, some people do just stem cells from other people, but some people say the best stem cells are the people from your own genetic kind of lineage, which explains why you, of course, would have Epstein, who thought he was superior than everyone else, trying to spread his gene pool to the entire world while lowering everyone else's. Little egg-shaped wiener guy is like, my genes are the best. I want them everywhere. The goyim there don't need to be around. Ah.
You just noticed again.
No! No!
Are you?
No! No!
Are you joking?
No! No!
Are you joking me?
Exactly. Luke notices too much. That's why I like him.
Ah. How do we lower the goyim and the poor people? It's like, damn, bro. And again, I told you, it's all satanic death cult at the end of the day. That's still continuing to this day. The New York Post.
And keep that in mind, it is still continuing to this day.
This article reads, one of Jeffrey Epstein's teen accusers alleged she was used as a human incubator to have his baby. And then the newborn was apparently snatched from her just minutes after giving birth. That baby's probably no longer alive. The claims, which was included in the latest Epstein document dump, was laid bare in the diary entry describing how the teen gave birth to the little girl around 2002, when she was just 16 years old or 17 years old at the time. I am beyond broken, the teen wrote, according to the files. I only got 10 to 15 minutes to hold and feed her before they took her. She is mine. I want her back. Man, imagine the pain and suffering.
Imagine being a new parent of a newborn baby, and that baby is ripped away from you to be used in some sick to be murdered and used in some sick experiments. That's what's going on here. I mean, you guys know how much I care about children, so imagine how much my blood is boiling just hearing about this. Even noticing that much, how is he working with a cock like quarter pounder? He needs money. He needs the money, that's all it is.
Like you carry a baby for 9 months, and then this predator that hurt you when you were at 16, when you're 16, says, no, it's my baby now. And then it takes the life of the baby for their own, like, stem cells. right? Because I don't see Epstein being a good father.
And imagine being on the other side of that. Imagine killing your own baby. Most parents, most sane people, would sacrifice themselves for their own children. Instead, these people will sacrifice their children to themselves. None of these people are in jail, by the way.
I don't see Epstein being an individual who cared about children. He hurt children and had huge files and videos of other people.
We absolutely did. Sometimes I think the painter might have been onto something.
Hurting children. The entry, which also includes an image of a 20-week-old pregnancy scam, went to suggest Epstein, Madam Ghislaine Maxwell, had been there at the time of the birth. In the hall, Ghislaine said she was beautiful. She was, not is. Where is she? Why did she stop whimpering? She was born. I heard the tiny cries, the accuser wrote. Elsewhere, she described how Epstein had wanted to create a superior gene pool and the perfect offspring. He was also working on gene-altered births.
Screw YouTube. Yeah, they'll censor you. They'll censor you a lot. Sounds like sci-fi to me. Could be true, but most likely they just took the baby to be groomed. As a sex slave, it's certainly possible. But keep in mind that these babies, more often, these babies wouldn't necessarily be born as females. And these people were into these sort of sick experiments. What sounds like sci-fi horror to you now, eventually we always find out it turned out to be true. Just look at Pizzagate, for example.
I miss the person I was before I was made into what feels like a human incubator.
They're into boys more than girls. I suppose some of them are. Yeah. Fries. Aren't pedos gay usually? But keep in mind, a lot of what went on here wasn't really about pedophilia. Again, they weren't just sexually abusing the children. They were doing much worse things to them. This is about power. This is about them getting sick thrills from getting away with things that the normal person can't do and is horrified by. But because they're rich, they have the money, they have the power, they get off to this. It's not necessarily that they're attracted to children. They're just attracted to doing disgusting, depraved things and getting away with it. Now the rest of this, I think he just describes it in detail and then mentions a few other people involved in the files. Epstein had herpes. We fought with the painter during World War II. Oh yes, and that's why I'm saying he may have been right about a few things. Conveniently, let's get to this one. Mitch Weber, U.S. Holocaust Museum board member. Notice anything? Asking about lenient sex tourism laws to engage in pedophilia. I wonder what his early life section is.
Who was they, though? We can't say who they is, can we?
Press. Geopolitics reported on, saying, let's also look at tourism laws going someplace with specific intent to have underage, quote, relations. Myron Fall. Mitchell D. Weber, member of the United States Holocaust Memorial Council. This is the email that we just read here. Wow. That is just wild. Now, also very strange emails from Reid Hoffman.
That is the co-founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman. Yep, nailed it. But yes, this is the co-founder of LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman. He is also sending some strange emails.
Talking about ice cream. This is the email. From Reid Hoffman to Jeffrey Epstein. 2014, when Epstein was already a registered offender, everyone knew that. Smiley face. Al then busy, ... at 4 times a week. Going to start today, trying for 7 days a week. Today's the day, 4 in a row. Sent you 2 gifts to New York City Abide. 1, ice cream. If you have any interest, you should try. Else for the girls. 2, something that may strike your funny bone for the island. Hope you're having fun as usual. Seeing Bill again, 1:10 with Satya.
If you don't know who Bill and Satya are, I think most likely these are references to Bill Gates and Satya Nadella, the current CEO of Microsoft. Now this sounds like a lot of code words here, the ice cream especially. We all know how terrible LinkedIn is, so I suppose that shouldn't be a big surprise. I think we can probably skip the rest of this. But just remember, nobody involved has ever gone to prison, has ever faced any real consequences besides Epstein himself and Maxwell. These people are still out there. They're still doing all of this. We are still forced to pay taxes, and those taxes are still sent to all of these people. We are funding rich pedophiles, molesting, abusing, and murdering children. And this is why I am always so black though. Inside ice cream sounds like a fun party. If it were literal, it would be. It's all so tiresome. Indeed. I did say this one was going to get dark. Now we do have some less dark coverage we can go through here. So we'll go through another video. So we've reacted to America Uncovered before. They generally do good coverage of these things.
The DOJ just dropped a mountain of Epstein files. Buckle up, kid. This is about to get nuts. Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. So, it's a new month, and you know what that means. Time for the obligatory Jeffrey Epstein episode. I've honestly lost track of how many of these I've done. But this recent release, oh boy, it's something else. On January 30th, the Department of Justice released over 3 million new pages related to the Epstein. On January 30th, the Department...
Isn't that logo really ironic? Just something about the FBI talking about fidelity, bravery, integrity is just painfully ironic to me. Especially integrity. Considering the entire department just seems to exist to protect pedophiles.
The Department of Justice released over 3 million new pages related to the Epstein case. This came 6 weeks after the deadline set by the Epstein File Transparency Act, which was passed all the way back in November. This new tranche of files includes emails, screenshots, as well as reports to the FBI's National Threat Operations Center. That last one is where things get really crazy. Crazy and really, really bad for monetization. Which reminds me, YouTube has basically shadow banned this channel so hard it's
So give these guys a subscribe, by the way, if you end up liking what we see. Then you're pretty good like.
Let's take a look at some of these files and sort out the plausible, the fake, and the utterly insane. First, we all know about Epstein's interest in powerful, influential people. And surely the best place to meet those sorts of people is on good old 4chan. Chris Poole, otherwise known as Moot, was the founder and head administrator of the image board until 2015. Now, even if you never used 4chan, you've seen its memes. Images which have become the lingua franca of the modern internet. I'm talking...
So 4chan is an interesting rabbit hole, considering how much of the website was effectively run by the feds. Though I imagine most of the good memes that came out of 4chan web from actual users.
I'm talking about Rage Comics, Wojaks, Anonymous, and of course, Pepe's. Even Donald Trump has posted a Pepe or two. So if you want to try your hand at influencing public discourse, the person you'd want to talk to is Moot, which is why back in 2011, Epstein scheduled a meeting with the web developer. Afterward, he apparently drove Moot, saying, "I like Moot a lot. He's very bright." Coincidentally, around the same time, 4chan's poll board was created.
Coincidentally, you mean?
That's the board where lots of modern right-wing internet culture and ideas spawn from, whether you're talking about Gamergate, NPCs, or Trump the meme candidate. Of course, there's zero evidence that Epstein had any hand in creating Poll. It's probably just fun timing. But these files now have many left-wingers claiming that Poll and the internet right more generally are all part of some Jewish-Israeli psyop, and that therefore being woke is the correct choice. Now,
there's a lot to talk about with that. They're half right. There is a lot of nose-related propaganda from certain Middle Eastern intelligence agencies. But boy, did they take the wrong conclusion out of that. Wokeness is absolutely not the answer, and in fact, if you look into the people who perpetuated wokeness,
you can find this out by checking the early life section of their Wikipedia pages.
So, yeah, I do not think that wokeness is by any means the answer. This is weird. Oh, it'll get weirder. But at least we went through the darkest part of it all.
now, I'm not sure what Israeli intelligence would...
Wokeness wants to normalize pedophilia. Right on the money. And, as I said...
Who was they, though? We can't say who they is, can we?
Press.
Because they created wokeness.
would get out of helping set up a website that's usually described as a nest of neo-Nazis. And rather than bolstering the influence of people who hate Jews, Epstein himself appears to have been mostly interested in the site's Five Nights at Freddy's porn. Ugh, I knew Epstein was one sick individual, but this opens up a whole new can of perversion. Honestly,
so, let's take a brief tangent here. Because this is, this is even more depressing than you might think. Of course. They always censor everything that is important, so hang on, I will screenshot this. Wait and see. No, that's not it. more depressing than you might think. I can find a way. I just need to find a link. Ah, here we are. So, now he didn't just send Five Nights at Freddy's porn, Naguner. You're in the right place. But I've never been attracted to the anthros of Five Nights at Freddy's characters, me neither. I'm not a furry or whatever that would be. But see, there is something deeply depressing about this whole story. He sent Five Nights at Freddy's porn. And he didn't just send it. He sent Five Nights at Freddy's porn to his girlfriend. And this was May 4th, 2017, so this was after he had already been convicted, and everybody knew what he was, who he was. This man had a girlfriend. A woman actually agreed to be this man's girlfriend. A literal convicted pedophile, child molester, child trafficker. Had a girlfriend, and on top of that, he sent her Five Nights at Freddy's porn. Just imagine that. You don't have a girlfriend. But this convicted pedophile, a child molester, a child trafficker, had a girlfriend. He was sending her porn from Five Nights at Freddy's. And you guys wonder why I get so black-pilled. Oh, and of course, yes, he was also banned from Xbox Live in 2013. Well, the Bunny and Crystal are the closest you get. Oh, I see, you really love Zendaya. Women are sick creatures. What do you mean, sometimes? Where did the sometimes come from? And unfortunately, I have seen their romance novels, and they are disgusting. You've seen a two-way fracture. Yes, women's rights and their consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Thank you. Thank you. They are indeed sick creatures all the time. And most of them vote for the people who support Epstein, by the way. Just felt the need to point that out. Most women are socialists.
Honestly, I'm glad he got his Xbox Live account banned. Speaking of Microsoft, Epstein had links to another influential techie, Bill Gates.
Here we go.
Now, we already knew that the two spent time together, but one email from Epstein to Gates suggests that they had a bit of a falling out. In it,
What kind of woman would willingly watch 6 or so seasons of The Guild and then watch on repeat? Sick women. And the sad thing, Fractured, is that that's one of the good ones. Yeah, back, no worries, my man.
Epstein says Bill Gates' people implored him to delete the emails regarding, quote, your STD, your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis. What a terrible day to have eyes.
I think I may need to play that again. See, it gets them all. It does. It sure does. Sick. I think I need to play this again, just because of how strange this all is. Good boyfriend. Good to see you, Snap. Just dropping by to leave to say what's up, everybody. Have a great stream. Thank you, Snap. Hope you have a lovely day.
Well, Welcome, valued customer.
Implored him, suggests that they had a bit of a falling out. In it, Epstein says Bill Gates' people implored him to delete the emails regarding, quote, your STD, your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis.
So why exactly was Epstein? You know what, actually, I don't think it matters. But it is a little bit, I mean, considering the kind of person that Epstein was, I suppose it's not surprising, but... Hold on, who is sending this email to who?
Falling out. In it, Epstein says Bill Gates' people implored him to delete the emails regarding, quote, your STD, your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and the description of your penis. What a terrible day to have eyes.
I'm still a little bit confused. So Bill Gates is imploring Epstein to delete the emails about Bill Gates' STD antibiotics. And for some reason, Bill Gates sent in a description of his genitals. Why? Why on earth would you do that? No wonder they broke up. Oh, I've heard that Melinda Gates herself is also in the emails.
The description of your penis. What a terrible day to have eyes. Now, there's no way to confirm the validity of what Epstein said, that Gates caught an STD and wanted to discreetly feed his wife, Melinda, antibiotics without her knowing. And the FBI wasn't about to go swab Bill Gates' grundle. Naturally, a spokesperson for Gates
to find out what kind of STD he has. You'd rather not know. Probably wise.
Responded to the claims, saying they are absolutely absurd and completely false, and that what the documents show is more reflective of Epstein's own frustrations than any factual account. That's understandable. Losing your Xbox Live account could drive any man mad. Now, look, there's a lot of reasons to dislike Bill Gates. But you can't condemn someone based on what was said in a draft email by a lunatic like Epstein. That's not journalism, that's taking something and slotting it into a conclusion you've already drawn. And
So I haven't seen people saying this, and we can look this up as well. Let me see if I can find it. So we've been through this before, but this is a website that catalogs all the Epstein file releases and puts them into a Gmail-like interface so you can search through them. So let's go back to the text of the email. I think this should be, simple enough to find. Imagine the site may be a little slow here. So of course I searched for it and it's mostly spam. I searched the word penis and it's mostly spam. There we go. The search on this is not very good, unfortunately. just wanted to confirm that this is in fact a draft. If this thing works. I have no idea if this will actually work. I just really want to find this email. See if this does anything. Suzanne, this is tough to search, unfortunately. It really doesn't do a very good job. So we'll just take what he says at face value that this was a draft email.
Conclusion you've already drawn.
It is curious that most people aren't mentioning this being a draft email. Most people are just jumping straight to conclusions about this. And I am inclined to believe that it's true. He is right about that just being a draft email.
And it opens the door to all sorts of journalistic malpractice. Take this image that's been going around. It's a supposed email from Elon Musk. In it, Musk asks Epstein for a chance to take an epic island vacation on Little St. James. Apparently, the operation has been wound down. Oh, and Elon includes a characteristically Reddit-brained "girls for the win." That email turned out to be fake. Fake news.
So yeah, everyone's making fun of Elon Musk for this, and I mean, there's plenty to make fun of Elon Musk for if you want to. But this email was fake.
Is bad enough. But what's really bad is how it muddies the waters for things that are real, such as this email where Musk actually does ask Epstein about his wild parties. By mixing the real with the fake, we're making the media landscape impossible to navigate. It's an environment where nothing can be trusted, and it's driving people nuts. Now, everything up till this point has been emails and documents from Epstein himself. But what you're about to see is something else entirely. Raw FBI hotline tips. The kind of thing law enforcement normally never shows the public. And that's where the crazy really starts to set in. For example, one person who was interviewed by the FBI claimed to be a former member of the Mexican Sinaloa cartel, and that he had recordings of Trump, Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell discussing marketing strategies for high-profile sex parties at one of Trump's golf courses. He then goes on to say that during one of these parties, Robin Leach strangled a young girl to death and that she was buried behind the 19th hole. Yeah.
Wait, 19th hole. Golf courses only ever have 18 holes. Also, I know who Robin Leach is. Yeah, something about this is just a very strange tip. If there's...
Yeah, Robin Leach, the lifestyles of the rich and famous guy. Creepy dude, sure, but a murderer? So this source sounds pretty crazy. But he's not the only crazy guy with a phone. We got a whole nation full of them. In this next report, a man claims he was part of a ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut off with a scimitar, but that it somehow left no scarring. He also claims to have witnessed babies being, how do I say this without getting banned, turned into chitlins. And what sort of party would be complete without getting sodomized by both former presidents George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton? Without getting sodomized by both.
See, I believe this part. At least that this was happening. I probably do believe that they were doing this to babies because this is just the kind of thing that these people do. And even the being sodomized by Bill Clinton. The rest of this is a little far-fetched.
Into chitlins. And what sort of party would be complete without getting sodomized by both former presidents George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton? Boy, I've had some rough nights, but that one takes the cake. Anyway, at his interview with the FBI, he told the agents that he was unemployed and living with his mother and her unemployed, morbidly obese boyfriend. He also stated that he had ingested hallucinogenic mushrooms and other illicit substances in the past and currently smokes marijuana.
Okay, well, so he's a drug addict. So yeah, you should probably throw that report out.
Ultimately, the incidents he described were repressed memories he only discovered after starting therapy around 2016. The FBI concluded that he had no evidence for his claims, no witnesses they could contact, that he was emotionally unbalanced, and that no investigative resources should be expended concerning his claim. You get the picture. The FBI opened a hotline and a torrent of crazy came in. This kind of stuff, on top of the uncorroborated emails and false reporting, has turned this case into an absolute dumpster fire. And it's certainly not helping any of Epstein's real victims get justice. What I'm trying to say is, use your head. We all have preconceived notions of what went on with Epstein, but we have to be vigilant. We need to be able to look at all of these files objectively. We shouldn't automatically believe any random piece of information we find online just because it's what we wanted to hear. Like the supposed video someone claimed to possess of Epstein torturing women with a magnifying glass like a kid burning ants. Sure, that makes one hell of a headline, but headlines alone don't put us any closer to understanding the case. So use your best judgment, be skeptical, and always seek out the truth, not just what sounds good. What do you think? Leave a comment below.
So that's the second part of the story. Now we can either go into another video here, or you know what? Let's have a look at this, shall we? Now, you may have noticed that there are massive redactions in the files of people who are sending these emails. In other words, people who are likely perpetrators. Yet somehow, they didn't manage to redact the victims properly. So in other words, they had to take down a bunch of these records that were released. Because they left the victims unredacted. Yet somehow they perfectly managed to redact all the perpetrators. Isn't that curious? I'm told my skepticism is a bad thing I should consume and never question, oh yes.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
Yes, and it only gets worse. I mean, here, there's an email that I think is easy to find. Right here. So this very disturbing email. New Brazilian just arrived. And she's 9 years old. It was sent to Epstein. Curiously, whoever sent it is redacted. Anyone who says this about a 9-year-old should probably be revealed to the public. Yet somehow he was perfectly redacted. Oh, isn't that curious? And we're still not done. So recently they dug this up.
What are you, class 3?
An actual interview with Epstein himself.
Sexual predator?
Tier 1.
What's tier 1's the highest and worst?
No, I'm
the lowest?
I'm the lowest.
You're the lowest. Okay, tier 1, you're the lowest. But a criminal.
Yes.
Is your money dirty money?
If you live.
I just ask a question. Is your money dirty money?
No, it's not. So, in fact.
Why is it not dirty money?
Because I earned it.
But you earned it.
I earned it legally.
We went back to this before. You earned it. You earned.
He earned his money by working for intelligence agencies trafficking children.
Advising the worst people in the world, right, that do enormous bad things, and just to make more money.
So, instead of asking me the question, should you take the money? Because I think it's a legitimate question.
You think it's a legitimate question?
Yes, no question. Because I think about it, I think you have to, ethics is always a complicated subject, but I can tell you that with the money I gave to help try to eradicate polio in Pakistan and India, instead of asking me whether that money should be given to these children for vaccines, I think you might want to ask their mothers who received the vaccine, who know their child now won't get polio, and ask them if Epstein should have helped these people.
If we walked into, you're a mathematician. If we walked into that clinic where they're giving that money out to these people that are in the most dire straits of poverty and sickness, and told them that the money was coming from a, what are you, class 3 sexual predator?
Tier 1.
Was tier 1's the highest and worst?
No, I'm the lowest. I'm the lowest.
You're the lowest. Okay, tier 1, you're the lowest. But a criminal.
Yes.
That the money came from them. What percentage of people do you estimate? I understand you don't like probabilities. Do you estimate would say, I don't care, I want the money for my children?
I would say everyone said, I want the money for my children.
Did they know where the money came from?
I think if you told them, if I told them the devil.
100%.
So he's trying to justify what he did by saying how I donated a bunch of money for polio vaccines. Somehow I don't think that justifies it.
100%.
The devil
himself.
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Do
you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody knows
what?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel, and the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie.
Okay, well, that was the footage. So there you go. He just kept trying to justify what he did. And I mean, of course he did. He was, after all, an intelligence asset. There's one more video we can watch, but I don't... Well, okay, we might as well point out. So this one's from JP Sears.
Tonight, well, It turns out there are Epstein files.
I'm going to have French fries. Should I at least have my French fries made in lard as opposed to polyunsaturated fat and seed oil?
How about you have them without Jeffrey Epstein?
And there's finally been some real information released about Epstein's associates, including America's favorite longevity doctor. Stay tuned to find out what he did and who else is publicly humiliated. I love this. I really do. Like Chris.
Well, imagine my shock.
This for me. No, it doesn't get any better than this. With this breaking story, the DOJ tried their hardest to not release 3 million pages of Epstein documents because they didn't exist. But the DOJ has finally done the right thing releasing the documents even though they don't exist. It is what happened if I am to believe the DOJ all along.
Yeah, because they kept saying the files don't exist, oh, nothing happened, nothing exists, and then they release a bunch of files. Because they had to. They didn't do this voluntarily, by the way. They only did it because they were effectively forced to. When Massey pushed for that law.
The documents that don't exist are not released. And it's great. And with that, some people are having their lives ruined, and deservedly so. So let's celebrate some of the highlights of what names appeared and what horrific acts were done. Some of them were really, starting with Bill Gates. Via an email, it's alleged that Bill Gates picked up an STD from Russian girls and feared he had given that STD to his then wife, Melinda. So he asked Epstein for an antibiotic that he could sneak into Melinda's food to treat her without her knowing. It's an honest guy right there. Now,
imagine if you just didn't cheat on your wife. It can't be that hard to just not cheat on your wife.
with his bombshell story, it's shocking to find out that Bill Gates was sexually involved with women, as he doesn't strike me as that type. And other email shows that Gates was working with Epstein to plan pandemic simulations. And just FYI, those pandemic simulations are for nothing but the good of the world. We know this because Gates enrolled Epstein in on them to help. Now, we are privileged to have Mr. Gates join us by satellite.
Truly, I wonder what happened only a couple years later.
Bill, is there anything you want to say about your newly discovered relationship with Epstein?
Well, he's dead, so,
Thank you for the insight, Bill. This just in! Remember this?
There's no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
I've seen the whole file. Shockingly, it turns out they were all wrong and we were right. Not that we're keeping score.
Yeah, so they were just lying the whole time. I mean, we knew they were lying. It really is that old saying, they lie. We know they lie. They know we know they lie. Yet they still lie.
But it's moving on. Reid Hoffman, he's the founder of LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman was on
LinkedIn sucks, by the way.
Epstein Island, according to an email that Epstein sent to Elon in an attempt to unsuccessfully lure Elon onto the island as well. But Reid Hoffman definitely there, according to Epstein. This next one's pretty good. America's favorite longevity doctor, Peter Attia, likely has...
I literally have no idea who this man is. Have any of you ever heard of this man? I have never heard of him.
Some years taken off his life over the weekend, as he was mentioned in the Epstein files over 1,600 times. It's a lot. That is a lot. Attia padded his medical resume with email exchanges with Epstein, who was already an established child sex offender at the time. Some of the highlights, as you can see here, he told Epstein pussy is indeed low carb. Now, while being ketogenically appropriate, it turns out in the court of public opinion that that advice isn't exactly what you want to say to a known child trafficker. Well, luckily for our amusement, Atia didn't stop.
They don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, I do, man.
Oh, hello there.
First time you heard that his name was when you watched this video a couple days ago. Okay, so you've seen this video too. Yeah, I'd never heard of this guy.
Stop there. While appearing to reference Epstein Island, Atia said, "I need to come visit sometime." Well, that doesn't look good. You know what they did at the island? And in another email, Atia says to Epstein, "The biggest problem with becoming friends with you, the life you lead is so outrageous, yet I can't tell a soul." Now, personally, I do enjoy the disclaimer at the bottom of Peter Atia's emails. Peter, I see this email. Should destroy it. Anyway, it's all looking as good as your seed oil support. But Dr. Peter Atia has issued a statement on Twitter, which, based on the comments, it's being received as well as pussy at a high carb convention. Because he said it was low carb. Well, that place. Now, what type of crimes were being committed by Epstein and his associates? Well, allegedly some good old torture and ritualistic sacrifice, like offing a boy after his feet were cut off by a sword. And eating human flesh, just eating babies.
So we went over some of this when we were looking at that earlier video. It's really hard to say what actually happened and what didn't. There's just a lot. And some of these are believable, some of them aren't. But I do tend to lean on the side of even if these specific tips weren't real, this sort of thing probably happened.
Do you think Bill Gates asked for a plant-based baby substitute? Like, give me some Beyond Baby. I don't eat meat. This just in! Just a reminder, there's still not been a single arrest made for any of these crimes. It's a good thing to keep track of. Here's something you probably didn't know. How about Epstein and transgenderism? Sounds awesome. Well, an email revealed that Epstein was working to push transgenderism. Usually the good guys are. Even being involved with bioengineering of sexually ambiguous babies. Now, we know transgenderism is a virtuous agenda, and Epstein and his associates being involved with it further proves it. So, not alarming at all.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Well, hey, have a good one, Sergey. Thank you for hanging out.
Epstein associate Peggy Siegel was in Kenya and emailed Epstein asking if he wants her to bring him a little baby or two back for him. Another email is from Harvard professor Martin Nowak to Epstein. He says, "Our spy was captured after completing her mission." Epstein's reply, "Did you torture her?" Harvard professor, ladies and gentlemen.
What on earth are they talking about? What spy? This is all so bizarre.
Another email to Epstein. "I give you permission to kill him." Straightforward. Luckily, the sender's name is redacted to protect the names of the innocent who are organizing murder.
As I said earlier, somehow they can't seem to protect the victims. What they use as an excuse. They perfectly redact the perpetrators.
Yes, innocent. Protect the names of the innocent. Those are some of the highlights so far. plenty more to come. And it is our responsibility to remind you that just because someone communicated with Epstein or was otherwise named in the files doesn't prove guilt of any crimes, and no due process has happened. But truthfully, we don't really care, so enjoy the witch hunt. Good night.
So there's that. And I think that's going to cover it for Epstein today. I don't think I can take any more Epstein today. So let's move on, shall we?
Okay, back to normal. I think now might be the time to bring up. Let's see, so I have a few things we can look into here. So we can look into a so this is somewhat interesting and mildly disturbing here. This is a couple weeks ago. There's a grocery store brand, grocery store known as Wegmans. And they have been collecting people's biometric data. And they're not the only ones doing this, by the way. They just got caught.
All right, news that Wegmans is collecting biometric data on some of its customers might have you wondering what that actually means.
So we spoke with a cybersecurity expert over at RIT to find out. Ryan Hermanette joins us now in studio with what he had to say. Ryan.
Yeah, Adam and Teresa. First, Jonathan Weissman with RIT says biometrics is more than just facial recognition. It can include eye scans and voice prints. While Wegmans said yesterday in a statement it is not collecting retinal scans and voice prints, the notice outside its New York City store that triggered all this coverage says it may, indeed, grab eye scans and voice prints. Weissman says Wegmans is not the first business to collect biometrics.
That's true. They're not the first business to pull this crap. They're just the latest one to get caught for it. And it's disturbing because what these companies are doing is they know you have to go into the store. So now what they've started doing is, and don't download any of the apps that these stores have, by the way, because they use those apps to track you. If your Bluetooth is on, for example, or location, they will track your location, your Bluetooth throughout the store, and see exactly where you're going, what you're doing, pinpoint every little thing you're doing. But what they've realized is that they can put these cameras into their stores and track every little thing you do, use facial recognition, and just fully track every individual purchase you make, everywhere you go, how you move in the store. And then this data can even be sold to advertisers or insurance companies or governments, wherever they want to send it.
Biometric data, while others, like Walmart, already drawing legal action against its biometric policies, and Rite Aid receiving a federal ban. Responding to Wegmans' claims they're using the data to enhance security at its stores, Weissman says the real concern doesn't rest with Wegmans' use of the data. Rather,
isn't it convenient how every single time you bring up concerns about privacy, someone brings up some form of security? It's security in the store. Oh, it's security. We have to protect the children. Every time. And somehow it never seems to do that.
Rather, the storage of it and the risk of bad actors getting a hold of it through a cyber attack.
The primary concern is when a retailer collects biometric data on its customers. What is it doing to protect the data? These are companies that don't specialize in cybersecurity or outsource their cybersecurity. And as we know, it's not a matter of if a company will be breached, it's a matter of when.
Now, given that the future of...
Yeah, and you guys know, we've talked about Discord. You remember Discord and their age verification crap? Their age verification partner company got hacked, and all that data, all those kids' faces, were leaked onto the web. all that data got hacked. All that biometric data. And it's just going to keep getting worse as they keep trying to push this crap. Yeah. Yeah, or it's those people that say, why are you worried if you've got nothing to hide? Exactly. Exactly. They're justifying mass surveillance.
Of how biometric data collection will evolve is unknown. We asked Senator Jeremy Cooney earlier today if there are any plans to regulate the use of the information gathered by it, to which he said a law addressing this is on his radar.
If this is about keeping people safe when they're buying milk and bread, that's a good thing. But we want to make sure that we have the policies and the regulations in play so that all New Yorkers feel safe when they walk into any public setting, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a bank, whether it's a private business. We want to make sure that people feel safe and that their information and their privacy is being withheld.
Now, Wegmans says it's only collecting biometric data at certain high-risk stores. We have their full statement available for you to read up now on our website, rochesterfirst.com. Adam and Teresa, back to you.
All right, Ryan, thank you for looking into that for us today.
Get the right.
You know they're selling that data to data brokers. There is no way they're not doing that because companies realize they can make tons and tons of money by selling your data. Here's another one that, in a similar vein, that might be worth discussing here. So, Microsoft, since we were talking about Bill Gates as well earlier, Microsoft agreed to hand over users' encrypted data to the FBI. Yeah, absolutely, they're selling the data, 100%. This was, what, a couple weeks ago? Yeah, a couple weeks ago. So don't use Microsoft's BitLocker to encrypt your PC, because it's not as secure as you might think. You see, Microsoft said it'll provide authorities with any encryption keys for any Windows PC data protected by BitLocker if it receives a warrant. Now you see, users can choose to store the keys on a separate device or via Microsoft's cloud service, which is the default. Convenient, isn't it? Yeah, you encrypt your PC. Oh, it's so safe, but oh, wait a minute. Microsoft has total access to it. And as far back as 2005, when BitLocker was first launched, the feds wanted them to include a backdoor. Interesting. Now, this statement's a little bit interesting here. He says, Senator Ron Wyden, who's a Democrat, says, it is simply irresponsible for tech companies to ship products in a way that allows them to secretly turn over users' encryption keys. And I agree with that. But this guy is this guy is a leftist, so yeah, it does have some TDS. Allowing ICE or other Trump goons to secretly obtain a user's encryption keys is giving them access to the entirety of that person's digital life and risks personal safety and security of users and their families. Which, I mean, he's right about. I don't even disagree with him. He's a bit of a, he's a bit of a lefty loony, but he is right about all this. It was this close, the default BitLocker setting corrupted your 3 terabytes of masters. Ugh. That's very annoying. Yeah, I don't use BitLocker. I use Veracrypt. I've never heard of, but they had BitLocker, so the theft wasn't worth it. Yeah, that's not... I mean, they can just wipe the device. That's not going to stop them. The point of this is just to protect your actual personal info. That's what the encryption is for. Encryption isn't really about keeping the device from being stolen. It's just about keeping the information on the device from being stolen. Yeah, and as they say, if Apple can do it, Google can do it, Microsoft can do it. Microsoft is the only company not doing this. Well, I'm sure that Apple and Google are doing it. They're just not telling you. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Once the government gets used to having a capability, it's very hard to get rid of it. Isn't that interesting? As they say, government only grows, it never shrinks. So yeah, don't trust Microsoft with your encryption. So I know Imp sent me a few things, but I figure it might be better to wait to do those reacts until Imp is around. Oh, I found something interesting here. This one's just kind of funny, kind of based. Men under 24 returning to homophobic views of past generations, study suggests. So the young men are becoming more based. Men born in the 2000s are far more likely to hold conservative views on LGBTQ rights compared to previous generations and women the same age. Based. So men 24 and under are more likely to oppose gay marriage and gays generally than people born in the 80s and 90s. And less likely to support LGBTQ rights than women the same age. Of course, women are consistently more likely to be gay allies. That makes sense. We know women are socialists. So this study says 71% of men born in the 2000s believe gay marriage should be legal, compared to 77% in the 90s, 73% in the 80s. So the number went down, which is based. 65% believe homosexuality should be accepted in society. 7 percentage points less than those born in the 90s, 3 less than the 80s. Meanwhile, with the women, of course, 83% support gay marriage and 82% support the gays. 60% of the women are pro-tranny, while it's only 44% of men. Yeah, so all this talk about, oh, we need to protect the women from the transgenders in the women's sports, the women vote for it. It is the women who vote for it, and so the women should be dealing with the consequences of their actions. But they never are. Oh, here we go. So a Washington University professor argued the survey results prove that young men are increasingly influenced by right-wing religious groups. So, you know, a little good news for once. A little good news. So those are all just little short things here. Yes, they should, and why get annoyed when they start crying to men saying to protect them, yet they brought the troon shit on themselves. Absolutely. Exactly. They bring it on themselves, they cry to us to fix it. And then what do they give you back in return, by the way? They just shit on you. Alright, so is it time for the butt babe? Oh, I thought this was kind of interesting. So I watch a lot of cartoons. If you guys are not familiar with Adobe Animate, it is what, if you remember Adobe Flash from back in the day, it is what Flash eventually turned into. So after Flash no longer was used for, you know, web plugins and games and such, they renamed it to Adobe Animate. Hey, Wingus, how you doing, my man?
Oh, hello there!
Increasingly influenced by, meaning they just aren't taking to the public school indoctrination as hard as women do. Yeah, exactly. They're actually thinking, which is good. They think critically. But yes, so Adobe Flash eventually, once it was taken off, once it was no longer used for web web games and things like that, it was renamed to Adobe Animate, and it was used to create cartoons. How you doing, Wingus? So it was used to create cartoons. So a lot of the cartoons you see on TV are actually done by Flash animation through this Adobe Animate software. And what's going on is Adobe has decided they want to discontinue Adobe Animate, which is a real problem for a lot of people who use it professionally. Bear in mind, this is a version of the same software that was used to create like all those animations back on Newgrounds back in the day. So everyone was so pissed off that they said, okay, we're not going to discontinue it, we're not going to remove it, but we're just going to do some technical support, security, and bug fixes now, but we're not going to do anything more with it. Which is kind of insane because of how many people use this software. Yeah, as they say, it's been around for 30 years. So originally it was called Future Splash Animator, then Macromedia bought it. It became Macromedia Flash in 97. In 2005, Adobe bought it, and so it became Adobe Flash. And then, yeah, in 2015, it became an online service. So it became a subscription instead. So, yeah, there are other pieces of software. I think Toon Boom is the most popular one. But yeah, it is the end of an era, really, to see the final nail in the coffin for what was once Adobe Flash. And they say they're going to keep it around. What's most likely going to happen is Adobe being Adobe, they'll likely just quietly let it die. So, yeah, that's the Flash story. Let's see. We do have... heck, you know what? We'll do this one from him. I'm sorry he's going to have to miss it, but we'll do it. There we go. I'm just going to let the title here sink in for a second. Hospital evacuated after 8-inch World War I artillery shell discovered in patient's butt. He had some explosive indigestion. Why can I not highlight anything? There we go. He had some explosive indigestion. A hospital in France was evacuated after a male patient arrived with a World War I artillery shell lodged in his backside. This story? You've seen it? According to the bombshell report, the unnamed 24-year-old had been rushed to the Rangel Accident and Emergency Unit in Toulouse late Saturday night. The poor fellow was in a state of extreme discomfort, having inserted a large object up his rectum, an insider source said. Considering things that have been found in people's asses, this is just another to the list. Yeah, but just think about how big this is. Oh, and this is French, by the way, the worst country. So it makes sense, you know. It's a bunch of French faggots. So here's an example of these things. Surgeons conducted emergency surgery and found the live 8-inch bombshell from 1918 that had been lodged inside him. Fearing a potential fire in the hole in hospital, medical personnel alerted the bomb squad and fire brigade and evacuated the facility. A security perimeter was formed. Please talk about your explosive bowel movements. Fortunately, it was not a threat. The disposal experts took the shell with them, while the patient remained. It was unclear how the antique ordnance ended up in the man's posterior, but experts suspected the combustible could have been the result of a party stunt gone awry. Medical staff in Toulouse are accustomed to treating victims injured during sexual games. So this is just France being degenerate French.
Well, imagine my shock.
So he's going to be interviewed by authorities later this week, while prosecutors are considering taking legal action against him for handling Category A munitions. Wonderful. Oh, and apparently this has happened before. So in 2022, something similar happened, but this guy was 88. So yeah, this isn't even the first instance of this happening. So they, yeah, so this is a, so he just did, so the old guy just did it for fun. But apparently these doctors were very surprised. So yeah, this is apparently a common thing. So yeah, the French are terrible people. And they should never be given any praise. So, yeah, and we can thank Imp for sending us that story. Well, the French, like the Germans, got put through a lot of humiliation rituals after big war, so again, sadly, their fall has not been surprising. Oh, it predates that. You see, France has not been a proper country since Napoleon. The last good thing to come out of France was Napoleon Bonaparte. And we all know what happened to him when he started looking into the bankers. Right, so I think... You know what? I think it's time. I think it is time. You don't like Napoleon? Well, he was a lot smarter than anyone else in France. Every time. Yep. Of course, a Frenchman took a German shell up his ass. They always bend over and run. How you doing, Rodney?
The more the magicer!
Yeah, bending over is pretty much a French pastime. And it's actually rather serendipitous that you've arrived, Rodney, because it's time for the topic. The topic that was promised to you 3,000 years ago. Shorter, not smarter? No, he was actually of average height. What does serendipitous mean? Lucky. Just think of it as lucky. So, Rodney, now that you're here, we can really get into the topic that was promised to you 3,000 years ago. I will touch the wall for the butt babies. So here we are. I had to take screenshots of this because I can't really scroll on the pages. So it's time to explain the bizarre terror that is the butt baby. The butt baby, a prosthetic baby that can be inserted deep into the loving embrace of the rectum, where a trans woman can experience and celebrate the miracle of childbirth. Comes in white, brown, and Bushman of the Kalahari. You can see some pictures here, and yeah, right here, if I zoom in, and you can see there's a picture down here, picture of the product, butt baby, 13-inch large. More PSYOP revisionist history by them on Napoleon. Oh yes, that's why he was run out of France, was because he started looking into the bankers. I see Neo's excited. Neo's loving this. Their depravity knows no end. Oh yes. Indeed. I can thank Static for knowing about this in his weekend pregame. It's also tiresome. I found out about this from another VTuber, actually. So yes, let the miracle of childbirth as a trans woman. So yes, effectively you shove this piece of plastic up your ass, and then you give birth to it. And I have more. I have more on this, by the way. So here's a clearer picture, and it came in 2 sizes, by the way. So the original, which I think it said it was 9 inches long, and then the Big Brother. This is the 13-inch large. It is no longer available for sale, by the way. I had to go look. I had to go find an archive of the page. So here's the original page I had to find. So this is real. You can see where I saved, where the page was saved from. This toys from Tim. But this is no longer for sale. But I did archive. This page. Now the reason I had to take a screenshot and I can't show you is because yes, they do in fact sell other. As you can see right here, they sell other adult toys. And if you scroll down on the page, it will show you pictures of those toys. And I'm pretty sure I can't show that on YouTube or Twitch. Or really anywhere. But yes. Oh, and I love how right here you can see Ukrainian LGBT military support, as if that didn't tell you enough. So yes, once again you can see the bundle of joy, the butt baby, 13-inch large, for the low price of $300. You too can learn what it's like to give birth from your ass. And this description, I couldn't open it in the archive, but thankfully, let me close some of these here. Thankfully, I was able to find the description here. No matter how much they try, they can never be something they aren't. Sickness of the mind. Oh yes. Description. The bundle of joy, formerly known as the butt baby, is a fully insertable, anatomically correct, platinum silicone toy made for fans of big insertions. Actually, you know what? I should read this in a French accent, because I think that would be fitting. Description: the bundle of joy, formerly known as the butt baby, is a fully insertable, anatomically correct, platinum silicone toy made for fans of big insertions. Available in 2 sizes, 9-inch and the bigger brother in 13-inch. When the bundle of joy is inserted feet first, he will crown just like a real birthing baby. The bundle of joy is 100% platinum silicone, soft and supple, but firm enough for easy self-impregnation. See video. I don't have the video. I could not find it, and I could not show it to you anyway, even if I did. And as smooth as a newborn baby's bottom. You've never seen anything like him before. Experience firsthand the joy and agony of childbirth. Surprise your parents with the grandson they've always wanted. Bestow your husband with an heir. Weapons of ass destruction toys designed by Team Legendary Bottom Christian. So as you can see, this was in fact a real thing that you could buy. It is no longer available for sale, thankfully. But yes, indeed, we went from Epstein to a different type of man-made horror beyond your comprehension. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy going to bed tonight with the knowledge that the butt baby is real. It exists. And there are people out there who have these and have likely shoved them up their ass to simulate childbirth. And that you are paying taxes to pedophiles. So, yeah. That is the butt babies. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy having this knowledge. So I think we're gonna wrap up for now. And they're going out and about having natal breakdowns. The men. Amazing. Louise, a full baguette, s'il vous plaît. The largest you have. It's really a faggot, not a baguette. That's, they shove the faggot up the bum. You know what? Screw it. We'll do one more react here. I wish I could say I'm surprised by any of this, but I'm not. Meteor when? I don't know. Fractured, can you call up Sephiroth? Alright, so screw it. We'll do one more react, because I think this is kind of interesting. So I thought this video was kind of interesting. Video is titled Gen Z thinks work's a scam and millennials push back. It's not as cut and dry as the clickbait makes it sound. But yeah, it's kind of like those Jubilee videos and whatnot. His gay ass and his mommy issues ain't doing shit. So make sure the volume's up here.
I've done the late nights, I've done the 80-hour work weeks.
That's just not something that's worth it for me. The way that I have lived my life, if I keep working hard enough, then I'll have my big break.
You can work and you can work and work and work and you're still gonna maybe retire.
Gen Z sets more boundaries than any generation. Millennials are the most burned out. We brought them face to face to find out why.
By the way, just a spoiler, as a millennial, I actually side with Gen Z on this. I do believe that work, for the most part, is a scam. Corporate jobs, anyway.
It's harder for Gen Z to succeed at work than for millennials. In or out in 3, 2, 1.
When I think about Gen Z in the workforce.
See, so you got like, it's very mixed because it's like 2 of the millennials are saying that it's harder for Gen Z to succeed. And then 2 of the Gen Z kids are actually saying they don't think it's harder for Gen Z to succeed, which is kind of curious.
Workforce, why I think they have a harder time. Every day AI exists is the worst it's ever going to be. It just keeps getting better and better, and it gets better fast. A lot of the companies in my network, the jobs that they're trying to use AI to replace are more the entry-level jobs. They're the jobs where people used to get their foot in the door and like learn a skill and pay their dues so that they could then get promoted and work their way up into a career. And a lot of those entry-level jobs are starting to disappear. I think that those are some really unique obstacles that no other generation has faced.
Just from a political perspective, because I work in government, I'm an elected official, I would say that the climate of the world that we're in is a lot more susceptible to.
This kid is an elected official? He doesn't look old enough to be an elected official.
Change than it was for millennials in the 2010s. There's a lot more dissatisfaction with the status quo, and I think Gen Z, for the most part.
But see, I think I actually agree more with that guy who was talking earlier, but I don't think it's just AI. What he did not say is that all the jobs are now being outsourced to other countries, which they absolutely are. So yeah, I think young people are going to have a harder time getting jobs just because all the jobs are being shipped off to other countries. Or we're just massively importing H-1Bs.
I think we're going to be able to tap into that. I think that's an advantage that Gen Z has, especially over millennials.
I just think about some of my close friends who are trying to enter the workforce, who are trying to get a good, solid job. It has been a fight for them. Like, it is so hard for them to get second interviews just because based on their resume, based on the experience, I think with having COVID as our beginning into the workforce, I think that kind of put us at a disadvantage.
Gen Z expects too much from their employers. In or out in 3.
Buckle up, bucko. AI ain't going anywhere. Learn to AI or become obsolete. Yes, entry-level jobs are being replaced by automation. To some degree, yes. AI is going through a lot of issues right now. And I don't think the current AI paradigm is sustainable. But yes, entry-level jobs are being replaced to some degree by automation, but like I said, to a huge degree, they're also just being replaced by foreigners. You know, they're being shipped off to India. Outsourcing is becoming a real problem again. Heck, half of AI is actually Indians anyway. I actually know from experience, you see... So I might have told this story before, but if you guys ever heard of Amazon Go... So Amazon Go, as they say, was a chain of convenience stores opened by Amazon. They were cashierless and automated. The idea being that you would just walk in, grab whatever you wanted, and they would be like, they would have algorithms, quote unquote, watching you through a bunch of cameras in the ceiling. And it would just watch whatever you took and charge you automatically. And I actually went to one of the first ones of these way back in the day. And yeah, it was creepy for one thing, but it came out that their fancy AI technology... Oh, here we go. Yeah, you remember hearing about these stories? Yeah, I went to one of the very first ones back in the day. So they described ghost stories to use several technologies, including computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion for the purchase, checkout, and payment steps. And I remember when I was in there, I was asking because there were some Amazon engineers in there. I went over and I asked them, hey, you guys think you'll ever reveal the technology or, you know, license it out or anything like that? And they just kind of awkwardly shrugged and went, no, not really, no. And then we found out that the Amazon Go AI technology was actually just a team of people in India. So literally, Amazon was claiming AI when it was actually Indians sitting in India, literally just watching everybody walk around through the cameras. So yeah, that's what's happening. So yeah, AI is a thing. It's just not the thing you think it is all the time. Yeah, the robot was just a small Indian man moving the whole thing. Yeah, we just got who's the guy who played R2-D2? It's just Kenny Baker. Yeah, it's just Kenny Baker in the robot the whole time.
3, 2, 1.
Lindsay expects too much from their employers.
My kids, they often need to be told exactly what to do.
I can already tell this woman's going to be insufferable. I can just already tell. She's the annoying mom who probably has like a big whiteboard of chores that her kids need to do. And she's always like, you know what I mean? The kind of mom that just has like a giant stick up her ass. I can already tell.
To do, and I feel like even as a mom at home, they're always needing me to tell them, like, spell it out for them. And
they're kids. Of course you have to tell them what to do. They don't automatically know what to do. They're little children. I mean, what do you expect them to know immediately that you need this thing done? Yeah, exactly. She has the kid's day fully planned out, and they better stick with it. I feel bad for this woman's poor husband.
And I think as somebody who owns a business and employs people, I definitely prefer somebody who can kind of just take the initiative and not have to be told everything to do.
Yeah, he takes the initiative. Imagine being this woman's husband. It's like, she wants people to take the initiative and not be told what to do, but I guarantee you the moment someone takes the initiative and does something, She goes, "Oh, you're doing it wrong. That's not how you load the dishwasher. That's not how you fold the laundry. Oh, no, this is bad. What's wrong with you?" I can just guarantee it. I can just tell you this is how this woman acts. Yeah, exactly. You have to teach children what to do. And it's the same thing with the work, right? You want people who don't have to be told what to do. Well, at some point, someone has to tell them what to do, right? So at some point, they have to be taught what kinds of things to do, how to do the job in the first place. You can't really take initiative if you don't know what you're doing to begin with. Yeah, exactly. The moment you do something the way she doesn't like, she has a full-blown meltdown. So it's like, I doubt you can win with this woman.
As a mom of Gen Zers, what have you done to teach your kids to take initiative and not have to be told everything? Like, I think a lot of times we're like, oh, this generation is lazy, but like the parents are the people who are teaching the generation how they should show up.
We're new to the world.
You know, I like that chubby guy with the beard. He seems cool. Yeah, 100%. You always have to train new personnel on how things are done in a company. That applies to anyone new. Yeah, exactly. Because even if you do know how to do the job, the company you go work for is going to be, they're going to have their own special ways of doing things. And so you have to show the people, how do you do this? How do you do that? This is how we do it. So that way, you do things the way we expect.
To some degree, right? There's concepts, there's things that we're not quite familiar with that I think we're going to ask about them, and we're not going to know how to do it straight out of the gate.
One of the greatest lessons that I've learned.
Yeah, and as he says, right, he's going to ask, they're going to ask questions, they're going to try and learn about it. And so when people are asking you questions on what to do, you got to try to not get annoyed because they're actually genuinely trying to help you. I mean, think about it. What's worse? They ask you the questions that, yes, you get mildly annoyed, but then they get the thing done properly, the way you want it done? Or would you rather they just go off half-cocked, don't ask questions, they just, quote-unquote, take the initiative, and then they just go off and do it however they think is right, and then you're pissed off because they didn't do it the way you wanted it? Yeah, the whole point is putting in the effort to teach someone early. Once they understand how to do it, they don't need the micromanaging anymore. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. You should teach people the right way to begin with. Not down there. Yeah, that way it's not covering my face. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you teach the people from the beginning so that they can do it properly. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's why I always tell people I train to ask any and all questions, because I'd rather that and set the record than you guess and go off the rails. Yeah, absolutely. Like, so back when I was working as an engineer, I would tell the people, I would tell younger people I worked with, hey, don't be afraid to ask questions. It's okay to be a little bit annoying if you're stuck, Like, you can grind away at this for maybe like an hour. Give it an hour if you really want to. But then if you really feel stuck, don't just keep smashing your head against the brick wall. Just ask the question. Because it's better that, you ask the question and I'm able to help you, rather than you just trying to struggle on your own and not getting anything done.
Being on both sides of it, being employed and being an employer, it really comes down to making and becoming what you want to be as an employee. If you really want to grow, put in the work and increase your skill set, and I'll be happy to invest in you and help you grow. I'm not necessarily going to throw it out there if you're not necessarily showing the initiative.
I understand where you guys are coming from, but every generation needs somebody to mentor them and show them the ropes. Nobody comes into the workforce knowing what to do. And it is nice to have somebody who already knows how to do the job, but if you're gonna hire a Gen Z, or you're gonna hire somebody who's young and typically maybe less expensive because they have less experience, it's your job to train them.
I believe.
Yeah, that guy is right on the money. I like that guy. That woman looks unappealing. She's old. She's old! She's a hag!
That working harder can solve most of my financial problems.
She's a hashtag girl boss.
slam that, yo.
Dude is speaking sense. How dare he? Yeah, you're supposed to shit on the young people. And not in the Dubai porta potty kind of way.
In or out in 3, 2, 1.
I'm over here because personal experience, the more that I...
So, do you believe that working harder can solve most of your financial problems?
worked and invested into myself and my business, it has been a gradual increase in how much I make.
I work 2 jobs right now. From my own experience, I will never be able to own a house on my own, even on that income. I could pick up more.
And I'm just going to say right now, I don't think they ever talk about the Federal Reserve or taxes or inflation or any of that. But I actually do agree for the most part with the guys in the red here, because I don't believe that working harder is going to solve your financial problems. Not because hard work is necessarily bad, but because it just doesn't pay off anymore. Especially like a, career type of situation. Harder and smarter. Yeah, basically, yeah. Doing one and not the other doesn't get you too far ahead. So you have to be smarter, and working harder for especially, a big company, big corporation, that's not going to get you anywhere. Because they don't really value hard work. They value your way of playing corporate politics.
More shifts, and I'm still never going to be able to reach that amount. It requires some sort of structural societal change.
By design, the minimum wage was meant to be able to support a minimum lifestyle, but it just doesn't do that.
I feel like...
And that guy did make a good point there. Minimum wage is its own can of worms, but yeah, when the minimum wage was established, the idea was this is the amount of money you need to just, do a basic support yourself on a basic level. That is nowhere near enough today.
Like growing up, and to this day, there's a really strong message that everybody's just a few steps away from being like a multimillionaire.
There's a lot of people who have that same mindset of, oh, it's just turn the corner and you'll become a millionaire, whatever, right?
For sure.
And how many of us in this room are millionaires?
I know deep down in my core that it's a really garbage thing to believe, but if I'm honest with myself, the way that I have lived my life, if I keep working hard enough, that I'll have my big break, and that won't happen if I stop working.
You can work.
That comes back down to how much hope do you have, I suppose. It's the only thread of hope. When you don't know what else to do, you just dig deeper and try harder, I guess. You don't know what else to try, right?
Work, and you can work and work and work, and you're still gonna maybe retire. That's the way that the world works now. You see how many old people working at Walmart or Target. Ultimately, if you're not...
He is so right with that. We don't have cute checkout girls here. We have old people. All the checkout people at, like Target or whatever, they're always old people. Or Somalis. We have a lot of Somalis. I hate that. But yeah, it's almost always like old people. We don't really have cute checkout girls, which is sad.
If you're not either lucky or have some sort of intelligence about you, you're not going to be able to pull off everything you want to do. So hard work doesn't always pay off, frankly. But
let me ask you this question.
I'm going to change to the work smarter, not harder group. That's okay.
Let me ask this question. How much?
I like how the based guy just walked over to the other side. Yeah, those old people are sometimes just retirees doing something to stay busy. Yeah, that's true. There's something to that.
How much of success do you think is hard work, and how much of it do you think is luck?
Like if you want to be in the top 5.
We have a ton of old people here too, but I'm in Florida. I wish I were in Florida. At least then it wouldn't be freezing.
To 10% of income earners, like it really is luck. But yeah, I don't want to be rich. I just want to make enough money to support myself and the people in my life.
Do you feel like Gen Z has more of a mentality of like, we just work to live? Whereas millennials, I know the way I was raised, it was like, oh, you work to level up your life. It's like you work so you can have a bigger house and you can go on nicer vacations and then you can retire and be really comfortable. And it's like, it sounds like what you're saying is like, as long as I have food on my table and a roof over my head, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I mean, and money to buy fun things. There's more to life than work.
I'm willing to sacrifice my well-being to advance my career.
I mean, he's got a point, right? There's more to life than work. Unless you're extremely passionate about what you do, work is really just a means to support your life. It shouldn't be the most important thing in your life.
In or out in 3, 2...
Here in South Florida, most checkout and greeters are retirees. Hispanic stores is a different story. Oh, interesting. I don't think they even have greeters at like Target or anything anymore.
2, 1. I'm a dad. I've got 2 little girls and a wife that I have to provide for, and at the end of the day, my well-being is irrelevant to me compared to the responsibility I feel to provide a steady income, health insurance, keep food on the table and a roof over our head.
To like sacrifice my health and well-being is just not something that I'm interested in doing, because your health and your body is the one thing that you have throughout your entire life that you really have to protect. That's just not something that's worth it for me.
See, so I get where the guy on, the guy on the left who I've been calling base this whole time, he said he was a dad, all that. I get where he's coming from. He's coming from a good place, but I think it's important to think of it like this. Your kids, your kids, yeah, of course they'll appreciate, all the money and all that, but they only have the one dad, right? You're their only dad. They're not going to have another one of you if something happens to you. So yeah, work hard and all that, but take care of yourself, because your kids are going to want to have you around, right? They're not going to remember, oh, we didn't go on this vacation or this or that. But, they're going to remember whether or not you are around, and they're going to remember, they're going to want more time with you. That's way more important than money or career.
I ran for office last year. I ran for school board, and in order to win that election or any election, you have to be willing to put your physical body out in the streets. And by the end of the campaign, I would say I did lose weight and I was exhausted, but you know what? It was worth it. I have sacrificed my physical being for that, and I do it again.
I don't think I'll ever be.
Mentality changes when you have a family. You put in the hours and work it takes to make sure the family's provided for. I know I changed. No, I get that. I'm just saying, don't sacrifice your well-being, because you're more important to your family than, just the money. Basically what I'm saying is you're not just a wallet, right? And you shouldn't be just a wallet to your family.
Ever be able to retire in or out in 3, 2, 1.
I don't anticipate making enough in my lifetime to save enough to retire. I do fully believe it would need some sort of structural and societal change in order for most of us to retire in a way that many older folks are retiring now or got to retire before we came up into this world.
In the middle of my career, took some entrepreneurial risks that didn't pay off like big time. During that time, I wasn't like putting stuff in my 401k, and I wasn't saving up a giant nest egg like a lot of my peers were. Like, I'm not sure that Social Security will be around when I retire. It feels like there's gonna be lots less safety nets. So I guess it depends on what you define as retire, but I don't see me getting to my 60s and 70s and being able to stop working. I think that.
Yeah, I think they make a good point. I mean, inflation's always going to be getting worse. Retirement age keeps getting moved up. Social Security is going to be gone by the time most of us are even able to, or even at that age. Exactly. Social Security's toast to come for your 401k, your IRA. Yeah. Kiss that goodbye. Yeah. The inflation's going to kill it too, the 401k and IRA and all that. So, yeah, it's not that you did something wrong necessarily, but you just won't be able to retire because the system is set up in such a way that you're not meant to retire anymore.
I think that if you have a goal in mind and you plan for it and you have a strategy to achieve it, that just about anybody in America can retire. Maybe it does.
You won't retire based on government assistance. You build your own fund. I've been aware of that since I started working. Yeah, but I do agree with that. The problem is, so there are two problems here. One, they're still taxing you for that government assistance, by the way. Like, they still rob me all the time to give my money to the old people now. But even your own fund that you build up, the government is constantly taxing everything and trying to take money away from you. And not to mention the constant massive inflation that's making it worth less and less. I wish I'd take the 401k that I invested in, put it in my credit union savings account, and try and building something independently-ish. That would be nice. Are you just not able to use the 401k anymore? Because, like, I have one sitting around from my last job. I can't do anything with it. But, you know, it's just kind of sitting there.
America can retire. Maybe it does require some hustle. Maybe it does require sacrifice. Maybe it requires potentially for a season doing something that you don't enjoy. And so I think that to be able to retire, if you're focused on that, you can make it happen.
Alrighty, good job, guys. Best.
Yeah, so that was that. Not too long, thankfully. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I am more in. I agree more with the Gen Z work is a scam take that they're saying, but that's just me. Okay, so we are actually going to play video games today. So give me a minute here. I'm just gonna run to the bathroom and all that. Grab a protein bar. Not from the bathroom. And yeah, I'll be back. I think we can all agree we're just fucked. Yeah, and it's all by design. Absolutely. Nobody had any outlandish takes on that one. Yeah, yeah. Really, the most annoying thing I could say was the woman who was complaining about her kids. That was really the closest to outlandish I could say. All right, so I'll be right back. right, we are back. All right, so we're gonna do some video games today, which I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, so last time I think we had just gotten the jetpack, so we're gonna keep going with that. Let me see if I can resize it a little bit. Video game, what's that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, hasn't it?
Barely scratched the surface. There's still so much you can't even fathom.
Well, I think I did a little more than just scratch the surface.
May I interest you in a little game of chess, Rico? Fair warning, though. I'm 12 moves ahead of you.
Let's see what our controls here. Jet back up to the helicarrier. Well, that was poorly aimed.
Like I thought, the ship didn't crash. What now?
Okay, Uncle Sheldon did some for you about this Eden, you know? And listen, things look thought, but I got an idea. Here's the deal. I'm gonna go... Rico!
Sheldon,
Rico, do you
are you reading me?
That's it. The time for reasoning is over, Rico. You attacked my airship and endangered the lives of my employees. You asked for it. This time, it's personal.
Stop your mining and your ruthless killing, or I'll stop you myself.
This conversation no longer serves any purpose. Goodbye.
Damn it. I need that intel from Sheldon. Something's jamming the signal.
I could almost respect you, Rico. If only I could overlook the fact that you killed our security forces, blown up our extraction facilities, and damaged our airship. So that's your way of solving problems. You blow things up. I have warned you, Rico. You don't want to tread on my toes.
I don't tread on toes, Eden. I nuke them.
Rico, how does it feel to be cut off from the rest of us? Are you starting to feel alone?
Sheldon, do you read?
Rico, stop it! No! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Oh, goddamn, I hate these radio thingies!
Copy, Shelley. The signal was being jammed. You said you found out something about this corporation.
Oh, Rico, listen, in a nutshell, if I'm right, these guys are really bad
Rico,
dudes.
these
Big
rules
time.
and courses are
Find a way
amazing.
inside the
They'll
ship.
sharpen your flying
In the meantime,
skills,
I'll
Aguila.
see if I can dig up more in the archives.
The archives? What archives?
We can get back to that.
There must be some kind of way in here, said the agent to his chief.
Do I get inside this thing to hack it?
Well, I can't hack these. I guess there's only one way to solve it. My way.
I'm forgetting the controls. It's been that long. I actually forgot the controls. Start grappling hook, check the tethers, fire weapon. Oh, it's RB to throw the grenade, that's why. Or, wait. Ah, okay. Outside now? Didn't blow up? Not fine, we'll go dash right.
If I were you, I wouldn't jump down that rabbit hole. Now that you've shorted the wiring, it's dangerous.
Well, now I'm even more curious, Eden.
As you wish, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Papa bitch, I just blew up all your stuff, bitch.
What the hell is this place?
Don't worry. You're not alone in there.
I can't see anything.
Are you afraid of the dark, Rico? Are you afraid of ghosts?
Ghosts. What you babbling about, bitch? These ain't no ghosts.
I'm in, but the hatch is shut. I'm in some creepy garden.
All right, now I found a blueprint of the airship. Long story, amigo. Just let me see where you are. Okay, that control center room seems to be on the other side. You'll need to find a way across.
There, at last. See what you did? See how long it takes us to clean up after your mess?
Retract tethers again? Or not retract. So there's fire grappling hook and retract tethers, but I don't remember how I can get rid of tethers there. The other side. What am I doing? Where am I going? Oh, there's the
thing. Once you're in there, find the door to the control center. That's where the ones running the show are gonna be. Their commander or boss. I stumbled across access codes that should override the hatch.
How convenient, Sheldon. We'll need to talk when I have some time. All right, this looks like a drone warehouse. I feel like I'm being watched.
Probably are.
Sounds like the place.
Access denied.
Damn it. It didn't work. How old were your codes, Sheldon?
What? I don't get it. I got them from someone inside the Eden Corporation. Well, that was a while back, though.
Welcome to my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Wake up, old friend.
They were playing us. I'm getting reports of multiple drone attacks on Medellin.
I'm sort of in the middle of something here, Sheldon.
Fly around.
Pretty bad on the ground here, hombre. It's like the Bavarium extractor attack part 2.
Damn it. I need to save the people of Medellin.
I just die. Really? Oh, come on.
Welcome to my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Wake up, old friend.
Rico, they were playing us. I'm getting reports of multiple drone attacks on Medellin.
Sort of in the middle of something here, Sheldon.
Pretty bad on the ground here, hombre. It's like the Bavarium extractor attack part
2. That's how it's done. Robots now even.
Smarter than me. You think I'm done with Medellin?
No, I'm smarter than you. How do I get out of here?
Rico, meet my contact Luch at Vigilator North. He can help you find Bavarium scanner.
to liberate. Eden extraction site alpha, where is that? Oh, okay, so we have to liberate that. Alright, so what missions do I have available here? Why don't we go over here? Well, you know what? Why don't we just liberate some areas here? Do this. Let's do. This way. One of the more annoying things about this game is that it doesn't actually show you where all the provinces are. You gotta liberate. Or not the provinces, but like all the towns and things. We go over this way. I love just being able to fly around in this game. It's nice. Red stuff, so I think this is probably the place we should go.
Right, communicate now, punks. Damn, that's hot.
Understood. We are providing additional manpower at your location. This is HQ. We have boats en route to your location. All units on alert. Re-establish visual contact.
Oh, that is just yeah, like this is basically just my game, so you just fly around and throw stuff like shooting you. It's always fun.
Please be advised, we have neighbor forces en route to your location.
Who wants to die?
Additional troops inbound. This is dispatch. Target is still at large. Find him. We are sending naval support to your location.
That's what that is. Those are anti-aircraft guns?
Ouch!
Copy that. Reinforcements inbound. This is dispatch, sending ground reinforcements to your position. Aerial strike team inbound.
You fly him in, I'll shoot him down. Who's next?
Dispatching chopper support to contact. Target is at large. Re-establish visual contact immediately.
Back to the Stone Age.
Naval forces are inbound to provide additional support.
Rico, we have helicopters ready to provide support. Make sure they have a soft landing.
You'll have to do better than that.
Did I really just die while taking off? Come on.
Let's do this.
This is dispatch. Request received. Reinforcements en route. Initializing search protocol. Find the target as soon as possible. advised, we have neighbor forces en route to your location.
This might be trouble, and I like trouble. So long, bad guys.
There's another town that needs some liberation.
Citizens, the majestic spires of Vigilator Nord have been taken down, just so you know. Nothing to worry about, thank goodness. Everything's so normal, for all of you at least. Viva Medici!
Down a speaker. Nice. Anything else? Part about Talons is doing this without blowing all the people up. Speaker. Listen. There's a lot of stuff here, but I don't see too much of it.
Big mistake, guys.
Rebel activity reported. Get to the following coordinates immediately.
There.
Locate the rebel immediately. Do not let him escape.
And billboard going. Nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, not a whole lot here. Oh.
We are sending ground support to your location. All units, find the rebel. Pursue aggressively.
Where's the there's other stuff there.
We've lost visual contact. All units, fan out and search.
New opening in administration.
just searching.
All units, return to normal duties. The rebel got away.
Monitors. Oh, so I'm timed. Oh, great. There we go. What lazy forces just out? No. Dang it. What lazy forces just letting you get away with it like that? Yeah. I mean, what are they gonna do, right? Alright, now I just gotta find some truck, I guess? There's like a campaign truck driving around. Got how tedious it can be sometimes to find this stuff, but... Oh, it's a checker.
I'm so ready for this.
Especially when the face plants in a cast. Yeah, I know. I blew up this entrance.
Should never have gotten out of bed.
Troop support inbound. Hang in there, ground team.
That looks great. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Sending additional ground forces to your location immediately.
Now to do what I do best. Bastardo!
DRM too. Hey, DRM. What havoc do they want?
Too close for comfort.
Havoc for you?
Understood. We are providing additional manpower at your location.
Just keep like flying around and going.
Choppers are inbound. I repeat, choppers are inbound. This is dispatch. Tanks inbound.
really just die? Dang it.
Visual contact. More men! More men! Like a...
This is dispatch. Reinforcements have been sent to your position. This is dispatch. Sending ground reinforcements to your position.
Like, how much more havoc is there to wreak?
This is dispatch. Target is still at large. Find him. Oh. Sloppy. Copy that. Reinforcements inbound.
Support!
This is HQ. Additional support incoming shortly. Attention. We are sending tanks to your location.
Just try and stop.
Meter says wreak havoc.
Be advised that chopper support is approaching your location.
This seems like a safe spot.
All units, find the rebel. Pursue aggressively. Sending air support to your location. We've lost visual contact. All units, fan out and search. Group support inbound. Hang in there, ground team.
Should be fun.
Now I can do the,
Oh, Harry.
Yeesh. I think military bases are more fun.
One town at a time.
Speaking of which, I see one right here.
What is your status? Respond!
Is no longer home to derail's military
This is
forces.
a
Fight on.
response. Oh, it's good. Nice. That's the kind of place. Yeah, that's the best kind of liberation. Right there. It's just so fast and going. Let's see. Probably somewhere to the east then is where our next target should be. That one up ahead is probably too far off. Yeah, it's a different different region. So do we want to be here maybe? Basically, at this point, I got to fly around. Oh, no, I just found it. Yeah, we just found it.
One by one, they all fall before me.
Right. Why don't we go do the why don't we go do that mission then? There we go.
Hey, are you Luch?
That depends. Who's asking?
Dima Center.
Oh, then I am Luch. Vigilator North is across the bay. You're looking for Dima's scanner, right?
See.
Too bad. That is needle in one very large haystack. Good luck. You'll need it.
Thanks, Luch.
Hey, I gotta be honest, right?
Wasn't even all that helpful.
Dima, what's the scanner look like?
Not large. Handheld device, inconspicuous to avoid detection. Not helpful when lost. Check a shipping container in base.
Let's think of it as targets.
I found it! Dima!
Oh, that was good luck.
You need to put the scanner on one of the 3 crates at Chimaleon. The device will detect traces of refined bavarium.
Is that I know there's some command somewhere. Should Cancel tethers, but there isn't. Jeez.
Rico, my reading shows scanner is unstable. May be damaged. May explode. You must hurry.
We really need to talk about your designs, Dima.
Rico! I need that scanner, amigo. Whoever controls Bavarium controls Medici. And you know, with that scanner, I bet I could even convince the agents.
All right, I'm here.
Good. Plant scanner on crate near missile silo. Refined Bavarium is detected. Tiravello may have developed weaponized Bavarium warhead. Very dangerous.
And I died. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, I'm here.
Good. Plant scanner on crate near missile silo. Refined Bavarium is detected. Tiravello may have developed weaponized Bavarium warhead. Very dangerous.
Oh, I clearly missed that. Now what?
Oh, I know just what to do with that ruined scanner. I've got the scanner, Sheldon. Where are you?
Good job, Rico. I knew you'd come through for me. Hey, let's meet up and celebrate at Cafe Francesco. I hear tell they make one mean Pinelli Compulio. Oh boy.
A lot of stuff here. How much of it I can blow up?
I know just what to do with that ruined scanner. I've got the scanner, Sheldon. Where are you?
Good job, Rico. I knew you'd come through for me. Hey, let's meet up and celebrate at Cafe Francesco. I hear tell they make one mean Pinelli Compulio. Oh boy.
And the rest of their Transformers here, though.
Hygiene found some black mold in a vent at the Chima Leon silo. We decided it would be safest just to destroy the whole base. That mold stuff can be pretty nasty. Yes, as with any industrious nation, there's always the occasional infrastructure shake-ups. That's why I assume I'm broadcasting from some sort of underground bunker. Well, carry on. Viva Medici!
Got a lot of speakers. Other speakers. Here, build billboard, cap and projector, propaganda. I'm gonna find a captain. Oh, there's that propaganda man. Here. There's a projector and a billboard. Projector? Where's that glass billboard? Oh, there it is. I think all we gotta do now is raise it. Hey, we did it.
Fantastic! I've just been notified that Rico has wiped the DRM from the town of Fortaleza.
Well,
Viva
well,
la
well.
revolución, my
Look
friend.
who's here. Sheldon, I truly believe you want to create a stronger, more loving world. Here's your Bavarian scanner.
Obliged. Thanks for coming by.
Oh, he looked happy.
Uncle Sheldon to Major Rico. Uncle Sheldon to Major Rico. The Black Hand. Ring any bells?
Creepy military dudes, heavy armor, very skilled.
Yeah, that's the bunch. They've been capturing a lot of rebels from Medici and from other places around the world. I thought you'd want to know, hombre, and go save them or whatever. The thing is, we don't know where they detain them. The only thing we found out is that they have a cargo plane on an airstrip in the northwest of Medici. Best lead we got.
Huh. Alright. So we got a couple of things we can do here then. Go over this way for now. Okay, we can get that town on the way. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel a little bit like Fallout 4. Another settlement needs my help. And the game just crashed. Well, that was a fun stream. All right, well, you know what? I think I actually am going to call it there then. Because, yeah, that was something. All right, let's see. Yeah, oops. Jeez, I swear, sometimes these things just... Yeah. Alrighty, so we got... I think Paul Adokin's still going. I think we can just do a raid to him. Yep, should be able to do that. So if you're on Rumble, I will link the Rumble stream. Yep. On YouTube, I'll just post the link to stream here on YouTube. There we go, copy the link. Alright, if you want to go raid Paul Adokin. Hey, thank you for being here, Wingus. I always appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, Wingus. We had Fractured here. Thanks for hanging out. Jerry, Rodney. I think we saw Dude here earlier. Yeah, everyone else. Sergey was here earlier. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Should be normal stream next week. And yeah, have a lovely evening. And we will see you all later.